Welcome to another Willy Weighs In. This is the Edmonton Oilers versus the Minnesota Wild. Games against the Wild have generally been pretty damn boring. But this is a different Wild team, so they're a little bit more fun to watch. Starting in net for the Edmonton Oilers is Mikko Koskinen, and the lineup stays virtually the same. They get off to a sluggish start. I'm going to be honest, they do not look that great. They get hemmed in their zone. The Wild are, they got great chemistry. That first line is really buzzing. And, they score. They score. And you know what? It's Edmonton's fault. Duncan Keith has the puck behind the net, decides to, try to get it to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, but instead centers the puck to Gaudreau right on his stick. You might as well just give him the assist. And he just patiently walks by Koskinen and slides it into the net. 1-0 Minnesota. Super frustrating play. You brush it off. You try to move past it. And Edmonton looks kind of laggy. They just don't look that great. They kill off a penalty that's taken as well right off of an excellent forecheck that generated a number of chances by the first line of the Edmonton Oilers between, McDavid, Puljujarvi, and Kane. They were giving the Wild so many issues in the offensive zone. The Wild just could not get the puck away from them. They had a number of different chances. Puljujarvi had one where he was out in front, and Talbot just got a pad on it and stopped him from getting it a little further so he could put it up. Puljujarvi, snake bit. I bet you he breaks that. He gets on the score sheet today. Not this period, but at some point today. And again, no one's really that noticeable except for the first line of the Edmonton Oilers. They've had a couple really great shifts where they are hemming Minnesota in their zone. McDavid gets a couple backhand shots off that are really sneaky that Talbot gets a piece of. And just kind of a frustrating period to watch. Draisaitl is held, no call, pretty frustrating stuff. We see an awesome reverse hit by Draisaitl in the offensive zone behind the Wild net on Spurgeon. Just laid him out. So, I'm interested to see how the rest of this game goes, because right now it's not really a very great game to watch. They got to kind of pull their heads out of, Anyways, hope the rest of the game's not like this. Koskinen is making some great saves. His first two were unbelievable. A good, pad save right off the bat. There's another really good save. Like, he's doing all he can. We just have to quit coughing up the puck. Here's to the second period. Oh, you think that Edmonton's going to turn it around, but no. Here's what happens. Oh, my dear God. Fiala gets a nice pass from a fake shot in the slot, high slot. Could be two great chances in the height slot, but buries it 2-0 for the Wild. Good. You're like, it's not out of reach. Come on, Edmonton's played from behind before. And just when you think that, Fiala walks out again, roofs it. 3-0. Oh, my God. And then you know what? They had another. 4-0 for the Wild. Unbelievable. What really grinds my gears here about this second period is what has happened coming out. Puljujarvi is pulled off the first line for Zach Kassian. That first line was great in the first period, generated a number of chances. They had the forecheck going. Maybe it's just to light a spark for the team, but that was one line that was, hamming the Wild in their zone, doing great. That being said, Kassian comes off the bench, wires one off the post. He's having himself a period. He also gets a breakaway chance, tries to go backhand. Shelf just misses. So Kassian's playing not too bad. Puljujarvi, I like him on that second line with Hyman and Draisaitl. I think they look sharp. Yamamoto takes a dumb penalty right after an Edmonton timeout. Oh my God. Super frustrating, especially when there's, two other Oilers in front of that Minnesota player that can stop them. What are you doing? What are you doing? So it's So frustrating. Edmonton then gets a power play at one point near the end of the period. They generate a couple of really great chances. McDavid seems a pass to Draisaitl, cross ice, low side there. He gets a couple good shots off, doesn't score. Talbot makes the stops or he misses the net. Whatever. Nugent Hopkins gets a rebound. Nice try. Frustrating period. Really frustrating period, and so far garbage game for the Edmonton Oilers. You know, the first 3 goals set Bouchard and Keith, that defensive pairing, at -3. Unbelievable. And Duncan Keith is a -4 for the game. So not a great game for him. Super frustrating. Edmonton's been softer in the defensive zone. They need to tighten that up, especially come playoffs time. And this is a race for the playoffs. Come on, Edmonton, pull it together. Now I gotta painfully watch this third period. Can they come back? Absolutely. They've got it in them, but man, Minnesota has played a great 2 periods. So let's see what that third brings. Okay, third period comes in this garbage game, and we get a rebound goal from Hartman. It's a second of the night, 5-0 for the love of God. Edmonton does eventually get a power play goal. It's Draisaitl. It's his 51st of the year, 21st power play goal of the year, which sets an Edmonton Oilers franchise record. It's assisted by Barrie and McDavid, who gets his 109th point of the year. Now, great. 5-1. What a frustrating game to watch. You know, the best part was Yamamoto gets into it with Kaprizov, and another player comes in, hits him. Kane comes in to aid Yamamoto, and all 5 Minnesota players that are on the ice converge on him, surround him, start hitting him in the face. Hartman jumps right in over him, starts trying to feed it to him. The ref is right in between. Those two are ready to fight. Unbelievable. They're broken up, and you know what? Hartman gives him, he's flipping the bird. He's letting the nation know that he's not happy with Evander Kane. Flipping him off. Whew, unbelievable. He's going to have a meeting with the player safety on that. That's going to be a hefty fine. Couple game suspension. It reminds me, I was talking to Barron from the Late Offside, and, he reminded me that they're probably just going to talk to him. And that, because that happened with Andrew Ferentz back in the day, and you know what? Forgot about that one. So there we go. It's a little bit of a callback to Andrew Ferentz, and you know what? This game was garbage. Oh, and off that, somehow, in that whole mess, Kane, getting teamed up by 5 players and jumped, gives Minnesota a power play. Yep, that's about where I'm at. That's about where I'm at. Edmonton loses. You win some, you lose less, and that's what's happening with the Oilers right now. It's a garbage game. They're going to bounce back. It's going to be fine. They play against Nashville, I believe, on Thursday. Excited for that game. Really excited. 8 games remaining in the regular season, and I'm pumped. Garbage game, though, tonight. Really horrible game. But this has been Willy Weighs In. Please like, subscribe, comment at the bottom. Again, subscribe, and let us know what you think. Watch the main pod with myself, Pilon, Barron, and Sanjay. And with that, I say, have yourself a good night. This has been a Willy Weighs In.